Hi, welcome to the Cafe Bean Counter Knits podcast, episode 21. Today is Saturday, September 30th, and my name is Jessica, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona with my husband. You can find me on Ravelry as Cafe Bean Knits and on Instagram as Cafe Bean Counter Knits. So, it's episode 21. It's been a little while. Last time I recorded was on Labor Day. I didn't really have any kind of mojo at the time for recording, and I kind of hurt my shoulder a little bit, so I've been kind of dealing with that, taking medicine and stuff, and haven't been in the mood to record. But now I'm sitting down to record, and I have a lot to share with you. Excuse me. I have 6 finished objects and 7 whips and just a couple of acquisitions. Alright, so the first finished objects that I'm going to show you, the first finished object that I'm going to show you, I don't have with me. I'm going to pop a picture. It is the Stillness Shawl by Helen Stewart, and I'll pop a picture over here. That was gifted to my sister. I mailed it off, and she actually got it yesterday. I don't remember what day I finished it, but it's been finished for a little while. I just haven't been able to get to the post office. And the yarn I used for that shawl was Moon Glow Yarn Co. In the dark teal is Mermaid Lagoon. The light blue, the light seafoam green is Mermint. And the purple, light purple lavender is called Saltwater Taffy. I got it right. Okay, the next finished object that I have is a dishcloth. This is the Apple Tart dishcloth by the Kitchen Sink Shop. And this yarn is Sundial Designs in Lillian Fields colorway. And it was pretty easy to knit up. I like all the little flecks because you can see all the little pearl flecks in there. I just really love that. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about this project. This is the Kitchen Sink Shop. This is the Apple Tart dishcloth. If you sign up for her dishcloth of the month or her broadcast channel, she'll post like the pattern and she'll email you the pattern with the treat also. And then later on in the year, she'll release like the patterns for free on Ravelry, and then you can get these patterns as well to knit this. And I did block it because I wanted it to kind of lay flat, so it is blocked. Alright, so that is number 2. Number 3 is going to be my September Desert Vista Dye Work socks. And I was doing these scrappy. Not sure how far I was when I showed these. I might have just showed the yarn and maybe a cuff, or maybe I just showed the yarn. I can't remember where I was. So what I did for like this one is this is January. It's these 2 colors. These 2 colors are February, March, April, May. This is all June, and I used January for the heel. And then I did it in June, May, April, reverse order. And then down here on the toe, I just use Marches. For some reason, I thought I was going to use, because I ended January, I thought I was using February, but I actually pulled Marches, so I just kind of went with it. So they are scrappy, very interesting. I like that, you know, when I pulled, I had all of them caked. Some of them had 2 cakes because I did them two concurrently, and some of them had only 1 cake. And so when I finished with it and I worked on the next sock, or when I worked on the next part, I just continued knitting in that without cutting the yarn. Well, I mean, I cut the yarn, but without like pulling yarn out. So say for instance, here is blue and pink, and then down here you have the blue, pink, and then you have started the silver that's right here. And then here you have blue, pink, and silver. I don't remember which one I did first. Yeah, maybe I did this one first because it ended with the blue and then I started with the blue. Then I started with the blue here, so that makes sense. Maybe this was the first sock. And so these are done. And I think I have my yarn picked out for October. I'm going to do the donuts colorway, and I'm excited about that because I love donuts and I love coffee. And I know it's a side tangent, but yesterday was National Coffee Day. I hope everybody got a cup of coffee. Oh, also, I'm wearing my Knitter for Life t-shirt. You can get that from the Freckled Whimsy shop, which I will link down below, and everything I talk about will be linked down below. I link every project page, and I link all the shops that I talk about, their websites, so you can click directly on there. It's no affiliate, it's just links so that way you can find some of the beautiful yarns that I knit up. Okay, next finished object. Aren't these beautiful? This is the Paper Wing Socks by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. It's the Handmade Sock Society. This is the fifth month. This is the fourth month. I think these came out in August. Yeah, because September's is a whip, which you will see down here. And then October's comes out, I think, next week. This is using Arcane Fiberworks in the colorway Feeling Jelly. And you see here these little paper planes. Oh my gosh, aren't they cute? Even with like this being variegated, it looks so beautiful. And 64 stitches, 2.25 millimeter needle, heel flap and gusset. These are for my husband. I did wet block these, so these are looking really nice. They are ready for him now to wear when it starts to get cooler. This morning it was in the low 60s, and I opened up the door and it was really, really nice. It's only supposed to be like 94 today, and I think tomorrow is like 84, so it's going to be really cool here in Arizona. Okay. Put those away. And we'll grab the next FO that we have. Alright. Yes. Okay. The next finished object that I have is my yarn cozy of the month. This is... Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I should know this. Southern Skeins Rudolph and Friends 2022 Advent Calendar. So, just followed the pattern by Nitty Natty, which is the yarn cozy for the 100 gram skeins. And I like to do mine, I'll start my increases on magic loop, and then when the increases are done, then I switch to 9-inch circular, and then it's got an I-cord border. It makes it really stretchy. I love these. These are coming in handy. I thought maybe 12 would be too many yarn cozies, but honestly, I'm using I think I have all of them in use but like 2. That's because I have so many whips right now, but it's fantastic. So that is my 5th finished object. Alright, so last finished object has a story. Let me find it. Everything's falling down. Sorry. Okay, so this finished object is the September, let me check to make sure. Yes, it's the September 2023 Freckled Whimsy Yarn of the Month Club, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Okay, so a couple of my closest friends knows about this story. So I'm making these for a coworker. Here they are. They're finished. Aren't they beautiful? I'm making these for a coworker. I started the first sock. I cast on and started the second sock. So here's the second sock. Here's the first second sock. And this is the second sock. So what happened is I had the cuff done, I had the leg done, and I had the heel done, and I was working down through, and I think I had about 30 rows into the foot, and I was like, wait, these numbers aren't matching. And I realized I only did 10 rounds for the leg. What? I even sent a picture to my friends and I was like, look, this one has 15 rounds and this one has 10. Because you can tell a difference, you know? You can see the difference there. There's like a whole nother couple stripes. So I was not going to rip it out. So here's the second sock. So it's just funny. So yeah, now these ones do both match. They both have 15 rounds. So 10 rounds of the cuff, 15 rounds of the leg, shadow wrap heel, and then here's the foot, and then rounded toe. I used the contrasting mini that came with the set. Did these on 9-inch circulars, 64 stitches, 2.25 millimeter. What I just noticed this last night when I was taking pictures. I finished these last night, the second one last night. This one starts with like this like bluey color, and then it ends with the brown. And this one starts with the brown and ends with the blue right here. So I was like, look at these. That's pretty cool. They don't match, and the recipient is like, I like that. So that's really, really cool. So yeah, I do have a half finished object also. The second sock. Here we go. It's got the 10 rows of leg right there. And I got a little, I've been using these Twin Mountain Handcraft copy markers, the wooden ones, to keep count. Because 9-inch circular, I was actually knitting, I think it was this one, and I had to go back. Was it on the leg? Might have been on the leg. I had to go back a couple rounds because I knit too much. I was in the car. So yeah, this is a half-finished object, and that will lead me into works in progress. So I'll start off with this second sock. This is in a Daisy Girl and Company bag. I love this. I love the peanuts and the Halloweeny. I'm calling these socks my spooky socks. So spooky sock 1 and spooky sock 2. And just so you guys know, this is how much I have left. So I did heels. Oops. I did heels and toes. Oh, wait. Oh, this is wrong. I did heels and toes on these. And I weighed my yarn. The shadow wrap heel only takes 3 grams. I don't know. I don't remember how much the toe takes. But probably not, pretty close to that. So I have, I think, I forgot how much I have in here. 5, 8 grams. Something like that. So what I did for the second sock here is I just did stripes down to the toe. So I have this left over. That should cover the next heel, and then they'll match, and that should use up majority of this, if not all of it. And look how much yarn I still have left. I mean, it is, you know, squishy. I think because I'm doing the pigskin party, I weighed these. These were 43 grams. So yeah, I really like this color, and it's so beautiful. And I know there's a lot of other people that are knitting it as well. So I did start this morning. I did cast on. Where did you go? I know you're attached somewhere. Oh, it fell out. I just have a cuff, or starting the cuff. I think I'm on the second or third round. I'm doing 9-inch circulars for these. I haven't woven my tail yet, but that's okay. And I'm not cutting the yarn. I'm just picking up, because this is a 12 stripe repeat, so I am just picking up and knitting it because I want to use the whole thing because it's so beautiful. And the second pair is a gift for another coworker because she was like, oh, I like this. So that is my first whip. I had a bit of cast on itis, and I don't know if it was like the pigskin party or the changing of the seasons or what have you, but I decided I wanted to cast on everything. Okay, so the next whip that I have is in a bag from Bags by Awesome Granny. And the yarn that I'm using, oh, I don't have the label. I forgot. Okay. The yarn I'm using is Woolens and Nosh. I pulled out a bunch to knit. I was looking at where the color changed. So this is Woolens and Nosh, Falling in Love. That was her collaboration with Eartones Girl. This is 90% Tarhi, 10% nylon. And I am on the cuff. I was just curious how many colors and when the next color changed. That's why I pulled out a bunch of extra yarn here. So here's where I am so far. I'm on the leg, and I love how beautiful this is and how this yarn is working up. Much different than like merino. It's plumper. I'm still using my 2.25s. It's making a really nice dense fabric, but I actually like tight socks on my feet, so I don't mind. So it's super beautiful. It reminds me of fall. That's why I'm doing these for the fall. All the fall cows. So many cows. Everybody's got a cow. Or a mal, really, because, you know, you can crochet too. So that is my second whip. As soon as I'm done with the spooky socks, I'll be working on these. I'm kind of rotating through projects. I'll work on something a little bit at a time, and I'm finding that's bringing me a lot of joy to kind of just pick up a project, work on it for an hour, and then put it down and work on something else. So who knows if that will be how my life continues moving forward, but right now that's what I really am enjoying. Okay. Ooh. Next project is in a bag from Sandy by the Lakeside, and this one, when I cast this on, I could not put it down. I think I knit like one color of this in like an entire day. I couldn't put it down. And it also made me have a hole in my finger. I had to buy like those little rubber things to put over your fingers because these needles are sharp and they were just really poking me because I was just going to town. So I am making the Gala Scarf. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Rewind. Do over. The Gala Scarf by Amy Pelko. I'll put it down here. I can't remember. I forgot to write that down. But here's what we have so far. So you start off on the bottom, and this is the wrong side. I'll show you the right side. Start off on the bottom, and then you're doing short rows. And now I think I'm ready for, I think I just dissolved all the short rows. Now I think I'm ready for the next color. I'm using Knit Picks yarn. This is DK. This is a DK pattern. I'm sure you could use fingering held with mohair. I think that would be beautiful and soft. So for the first color, I had this much left over, and I used Eggplant. And it's DK Swish by Knit Picks. The second color I used is, so I have them all in here. The second color I used was by Knit Fix Swish, and this one is called Blossom Heather. And I'm not sure exactly which color I'm going to do next. Should I do Rose Heather, or should I do Throne? Ooh, Throne is beautiful. I might do a dark, because I went dark, light. Maybe I'll do dark. Maybe I'll do dark again, and then I'll go back to being light. So this section here took a whole 50-gram skein plus a little bit. So I've already used one skein. So if I can use up all this yarn, I'm going to use a lot. A lot. Like one, so there's going to be, because the beginning isn't, I didn't use up the full skein. I have this much left. So this is 100, 200, 350 grams. That's a lot. That's a lot of yarn. It's a lot of yarn. But it's so beautiful, and I'm so excited. This is going to be a gift for a friend who lives in a cold climate. It's going to be beautiful to wrap up in, and I'm loving how it turned out. This scarf I knit a lot when I was watching Madam Secretary. That show is very interesting, but this pattern is so easy. It's mindless. I just love it. And I'm using my interchangeable needles, and these are the sharp ones. These are the red lace ones. I realized I like Chaogu. I didn't know that there was a red lace, and there was a brand or a type called SS, and I had ordered some before, and I didn't realize I ordered SS. So some of my like sock needles aren't as sharp, but they're still good. But I didn't realize there was like different types of Chaogu. Oh no. Okay. Next project. Yes. Oh, I don't have much on this. Okay. There's a little story behind this. Well, kind of. So this is not much. It's the Mermaid Shell Socks by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. It was the, what month are we in? September. It was a September pattern. I'm using Moonglow Yarn Co. This is the Mermaid Lagoon colorway. I had extra left over because I was doing the MCAL last year. And so I had a bunch of extra skeins left over. So I thought Mermaid Lagoon, Mermaid Shell Socks. Perfect. So yeah, I just literally have a cuff started. It's an interesting concept of how the cuff and the legs start, and I'm really curious, and I can't wait to get back to this project. Also, it's in a bag by Stolen Minutes. So what I did for this is I had started it, and I realized I had messed up, and I had messed up, and also I was doing magic loop, and for some reason my tension on one side, like even though I was like holding the two together at the corner, I had like big ladders, and I've never ever had big ladders, so I switched to a circular. But I also, since I had started it near the beginning of the month, the yarn was a little bit crimpy, and I didn't want that, so I just soaked the yarn, hung it up to dry, and now the yarn is normal again. It's like magic. Like, I saw somebody do that, and I was like, never again will I ever have to knit with crimpy yarn. Ever. I can do this. That is whip number, I don't remember, 4? Okay, next whip. Ooh. Let me move my stuff, rearrange things, sorry. It's in this giant bag. Bags by Awesome Granny. It's ginormous and it's got socks on it and I love it. I did do a little bit of work on this at the beginning of the month. And this is my Cozy Comfort Throw, which this will be getting more love here soon. Because I'm participating in the Back to Blankets and Sweaters Mal that is hosted by Rose Opal Knits. So I'm like, I gotta get back to my blanket. So I have just finished this color right here, and I am gonna join and start the next color, which is this beautiful blue in my little cute 20 gram yarn cozy. Isn't this adorable? This is Yarnable Yarn Grape Crush colorway. One of my favorites. I love making those socks. And then I'm holding it with Knit Picks Stroll White. And it's in a little yarn bucket from Ginger Snap Fibers. So yes, I am done with I think I'm at number 13. So I'm excited. I'm halfway. That is that whip. Big bag. I love this bag. Okay. Next whip. Let me rearrange some things really quick. Put that in there. Okay. Ooh, sorry for knocking the camera. I got 2 whips left. The next whip, I didn't get a lot done on this, but I did do a little bit. Here is my stocking. Last time I showed you I had this section, and this section done, and now I'm working on the big section right here that's got the trees. And I think it's still coming out really well. This is the Holiday Chalet by Ursula Almeida, and I'm using Knit Picks palette in the pimento, bear/cream, and then ash colorways. And I'm doing it on a 16-inch circular. I think I'm using US 2s. Yep. And this is just, I pick this up every now and then. The chart repeat is basically half, and so right now it's like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to chug through. I'm going to do a few rows here and there. This doesn't get me entered into pigskin because I started beforehand, but you know what? I still want to finish this before the end of the year, so I will. I have lots of ends when I joined yarn, but I will get this. I will get this done. It's so beautiful. Look at that. It's in a Christmas bag that is by Midwest Stitches. I picked up last year, and my yarn is stuck. Oh no. All right, last whip is a big one. Sorry for the crinkle noise. The last whip is a big one, and I am making, oh, sorry. I am making the Woolly Waffle Sweater by Stephen West, and this is going to be for my husband. I'm probably going to make myself one too, but this first one is for my husband. And I'm using Moonglow Yarn Co. yarn. And I have the Advent. I showed you guys that blanket that I'm making. The Cozy Comfort Throw is Moonglow Yarn Co. Advent from last year, and I had my husband look at the Advent and pick out a color, and then I messaged Whitney and she put together 6 skeins for me. This is Glacial Glow, and this is Moonglow Merino DK Superwash 100 grams, 231 yards. I swatched, and because I knew I might need to use all my yarn, I did my little yarn trick where I rinsed, after I had washed and blocked and measured my swatch, I rinsed my yarn, I then hung it up, and then now I cast on, and this is all I have so far. I just started the collar. Doesn't that look so good? He's gonna love it. This is gonna be folded over collar. I'm excited to do that. So I have 6 skeins of that, and I'm gonna be plugging away at this, working on it every now and then. I'll pick it up and I'll do a few rows. I can't promise it'll be done by Christmas, but maybe I could push to get done by his birthday. That's in December. So that's all I have as far as finished objects. Let's move into acquisitions really quick. The first big acquisition I got is I got a Hohi bag. It's kind of like an early birthday present. My birthday's in late October, and I saw that she had 1 round of updates and she had a 2nd round, and I was like, I love this, and got a bag, handmade in Argentina. In here I put my acquisitions. So the first acquisition I have is by Arcane Fiberworks, and this is called You Give Me Butterflies, and it's their, I think, September color, cool color, because they do cool, warm, and neutral color of the month. I love the blues and the purples. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I don't know what to make with this yet. I don't know. Next up, I got my Freckled Whimsy earlier this week, I think on Monday. So if you get the Freckled Whimsy Club and you get just the regular Yarn on the Month Club and you don't want to see, please look away. But I'm going to show it. 3, 2. Look how pretty that is. And I get it on the 8515 base, and I switched bases when she got rid of the DK Yarn of the Month Club and went to either having one, well, she didn't get rid of it. You can still get this on DK. You can either get it on DK or fingering. You can get it on both, but you're going to get the same colorway. This one's called That's How I Roll. I sent this to my friend Amy Heffield Yarn. I'm like, bats, because she loves bats. So these are going to be socks or something else. We'll see. And last, I got this yesterday. So if you are in the Mandy's Making Coffee Shop Crew Club and you haven't gotten yours, please look away. I do not want to spoil anybody. But I do want to show it because I don't know when I'll try to record in, like, I think I'm going to try to record every 3 weeks because, you know, I work full time, and so sometimes I just don't have a lot of progress to show on projects. So I think maybe 3 weeks is going to be good. But anyway, back to the yarn. Are you ready? If you're looked, hopefully you've already looked away if you don't want to see. This is the Swift and Finch Coffee. This is September. How beautiful is this? And she's in Florida, so this is Mandy's Making. She's in Florida, and I'm in Arizona, and it took a little while to get here, but it's in this beautiful. Now, I have a bunch of her Yarn of the Month clubs since the beginning of January. I haven't knit any of them, but I have an idea. I love coffee, and because these are coffee shop inspired, I thought I have to do something special with this yarn. What better to do than kind of like a Cozy Memories blanket, but I saw people talk about the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose, and I went and looked, and it's DK weight. So I could hold the yarn double and make cute little double squares. And I was like, oh, that would be perfect. Have white, maybe like a cream and like all these different colors. And I'm like, I think that's what I'm going to do. So starting probably sometime next year, I think I will have all my 12 months and cake them all up and then start making little squares out of them. And I think that'll be wonderful. But, you know, I always could change my mind. That happens. We'll see. That is all I have for you today. This is a little longer episode, so I apologize. But I hope you guys had something to drink and you got a lot of knitting done. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.